What's good, you boys? It's three in the key. Three in the keys team, stand up. Yes, sir. I'm too high to remember. It's November. Well, let's get into today's episode. Today we're going to be talking about the draft, and I really don't know anything about
it. Only knows 4 prospects, maybe 4.
I think Arnav, can you say the top 10? Can you say the top 10 picks in order or no?
Okay, number 1, James. No, Anthony Edwards. Number 2, James Wiseman. Number 3, LaMelo Ball. And number 4, 9 points a game.
Name and 9. Look, Ben Wallace.
That's his name.
Okay.
The average.
Arnav, what you're describing.
College.
Ben Wallace. It could be.
You're not gonna go number 4 and average 9 points a game in college.
Well, say what his name is.
There was a redraft of Ben Wallace's draft, whatever that was. I know he went undrafted.
I have no idea what his name is. He's a nobody. He averaged 9 points a game.
Going to be good.
He's gonna average 2 points a game in the NBA.
God, Arnav, points aren't everything. You understand that, right?
And Arnav, number 5.
Because
I don't know. 5 is. I don't even know who had the pick. So I'm not gonna be a big help in this.
Yeah. So most of the time, I'm going to just describe the prospect to you, Arnav, and you're gonna be like, "Oh, okay."
Good fit. Let's play a game. Like you say you give me you give me the team and like where they're going and how they play, and I'll say my take if it's a good fit or a bad fit.
We'll give the prospects grades. We'll give them player comparisons, and we'll make. I guess we can make a prediction of Rookie of the Year at the end. But yeah, let's just get into it. So with the first pick in the draft, the Minnesota Timberwolves select Anthony Edwards, their 72nd number 1 overall pick in franchise history, and their
72nd, no way.
Arnav, that was a joke. They've been around for like 25 years.
I know. What? Bro, what?
4 number 1 picks in the last 8 years. They didn't draft all of them. They drafted 2 of them.
2 of them. Yeah.
3 of that. 2 of them.
2 of them. And Andrew Wiggins wasn't drafted by them, and
isn't that weird? Isn't that so weird? And they also get Anthony Bennett in the Kevin Love trade. But that's neither here nor there. So Anthony Edwards, 6'4" guard out of Georgia. I think we saw this one coming. The fact that they didn't trade the pick is surprising, and that's going to hurt their.
Well, there's still time.
They can still theoretically trade the pick, but I don't think
trade the pick, but they can trade Anthony Edwards. Everyone knew that's what the pick was going to be.
Yeah,
a little less value for teams because now they know who it is. Like it's not like.
No, Arnav, the way it works is if they were to trade the pick, they would get the other team would immediately get to choose who they pick.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because then
now you have to pick Anthony Edwards, and it has to be a good fit for the team.
And also,
when you trade for one pick, has more value because you can get Lamelo if that's who's good for your team, right?
Yeah, they had 10 offers though, and they didn't take any of them. So clearly, there wasn't a lot of interest in this pick, or like real interest. Like people weren't the full stack for this pick, which is understandable. I think Anthony Edwards is going to be pretty good, though he's not a good defender. He's not a efficient, but he's basically going to have all the rookie guard problems, which I think is understandable. So, what do we think of his fit in Minnesota?
I mean, drafting shooting guards back-to-back years is interesting. I think Jarrett Culver was a little bit upsetting.
I think they're going to package him in a trade, or they're just going to run him as a backup or the 3. I still think he has a lot left. I don't think last season was necessarily a fair judgment of his play because of a lot of factors. We won't get into that.
He did play a big role on that Texas Tech team that went all the way to the field.
And he's a good player. I don't deny he can be a good player. I just think he needs a better fit. He needs some change. But I do think this is going to push Jarrett Culver out. It's interesting to see what they're going to do with Josh Okogie, though I think they'll just play him as a 7th or 8th man. Yeah, I think this is a good pick, though. The Timberwolves are not going to be. They're not going to dominate or anything. This is going to probably. They can be a.
No. They might be 9th seed. They'll
I
100.
don't see them as a playoff team.
Well, there's 10 seats. They're gonna make it. There's no way. They
Then they're gonna lose in the play-ins.
Arnav, there's 8.
there's 10.
We're not going to count the play-in seeds, Nav.
Yeah, but they could still make the playoffs.
There are 8. Okay, fair enough, I guess. But I did some math, and other than the Rockets, this isn't math. Other than the Rockets, the Kings, the Thunder, and the Spurs, and maybe not even the Spurs, we'll see. I think the other 11 teams in the West could all be incredibly interesting in the playoffs.
I think the Rockets could still do something.
Well, I don't know. I don't know what the Rockets are going to do yet. We'll see.
Grizzlies have not done anything to better their team.
They got Grant Williams, and they don't need to. They have lots already. Ja Morant's only getting better.
Oh, it's not enough. They didn't even
Andrew, how'd they get Grant Williams?
What?
How'd they get Grant Williams?
They didn't get Grant. Did I say Grant Williams?
Yeah.
Sorry, I meant Desmond Bane. They look the same, so I got them mixed up. I'll put a picture of Desmond Bane and Grant Williams on the screen here. Editor, me, in future. Here's Desmond Bane. Here's the other one, Grant Williams. That's it.
The viewer who's probably not even viewing this and is watching this and he forgets. Well,
actually, last episode, when I reminded myself in the episode to edit in all the jerseys, I did, even though no one's gonna see that. So.
Wait, you did do that?
I did actually do that. It was very annoying, and it took me like 20 minutes, but it was worth it because it felt satisfying. Anyway, so that's the first pick. What do we think the grade is for this one?
A-.
A-. I'll give this one a B. It was a good pick.
Well, there was no other pick for them, to be honest.
They could have taken LaMelo. Well, yeah. So they were not. To me, they were never going to get an A+. They weren't. There was no amazing pick. There was no bad pick. Well, there was a bad pick, but like this was like what I expected. So, you get a B. You did
at level 3. Yeah, B.
Yeah. So anyway,
that's what you're.
The draft. The Warriors select James Wiseman. Now
that's what I wanted. That's exactly what I wanted.
Will give them the benefit of the doubt. I didn't want them to take James Wiseman, and I'll tell you why. The Warriors do not need a traditional big man because they didn't for 4 damn years, and they won 3 titles.
We're not doing this again. Let's not talk about him this time.
So here,
you won.
I was like, okay, they can just draft a wing, or they can trade back, right? Simple. Or they can trade out for like a star, but clearly, if number 1 getting in trouble.
Look at this though. Without Clay, they could still.
This is why I like
they have right now. They could still win if they change up the offense. They could like literally. They have a good team already.
Hold on, let me get to that. So now that Clay is out, and they've had to supplement that with Kelly Oubre, who's a master of none, good at everything, good shooter, good cutter. Yeah. So. Once they lost Clay, I liked this pick a lot more because now they don't really have all that scoring. So they're going to have, because really, like before with Clay, like the old Warrior system could still work. But now that you only have Steph and old Draymond, it's really not going to work anymore. So they kind of have to trade it up a little. That means that James is still not going to reach his full potential in Golden State. But this is a good pick for them.
And is Curry a good pick and roll point guard?
No, not really. Well, not ideally. He's probably going to be really good at it, but it's not what you want him to do. He's never had a pick and roll partner. It's more like, well, that's not necessarily true. Draymond sometimes runs pick and roll, and then once he rolls, he throws a lob, which I guess they could do, but I don't want James Wiseman to just be Kevon Looney. So
everyone sleeps on his passing. With a big, he's never had a traditional big man on his team. think
He's
about
had lots of them, just they're not that good, and they've never had to be good.
He's never had a good traditional big man on his team. And you saw what he did on in the All-Star game with Giannis, bro. Their chemistry is so
That was the All-Star game, okay? You saw what
I
Ja
would-
did with
game. He could so do that in a game and it'd be so sick. I would actually become like a Warrior. No, I would not become a Warrior fan.
Arnav. I understand where you're coming from, but you cannot use the All-Star game as an example, okay? Because if
No, but I can use the passing. I'm just saying he has the capability of like being really good with a big man.
Yeah, so I think this was a good pick. I think James Wiseman's going to average something like 16 and 10 in his rookie year. I think he's going to be in contention at least for rookie of the year. And I think in a couple years he can be an all-star. He needs to develop a three-point shot though. And he needs to be able to run the floor and he needs to be able to do things in transition. I wonder if he could be a good outlet passer. Like, I wonder if he can throw like full court passes like Jokic. Wouldn't that be cool?
Who?
James Wiseman. Because
Wiseman?
that's kind of what Draymond does. That's kind of what they do with their big men. They just have them just like rather than run the floor, they just throw the ball. So they don't have to run the floor. But I don't know. I think this is a good pick. If Clay was healthy, then I would say this is a bad pick and they should have traded back or out. But anyway, now that since he is hurt, which is very unfortunate, but since he is, I think this is a good pick. All right, so that brings
Number
us
3,
to
the Hornet.
third pick in the draft with the Hornets selecting LaMelo Ball. Now, you want to talk about LaMelo?
I think the Hornets are doing they're making okay decisions. I think that Gordon Hayward is extremely overpaid, but it's a good pickup, I guess. Like they're not really
I agree.
they're not really much of a free agency market anyways. Like I don't think they were gonna get anyone else with that money. Like maybe a few role players, but that they're not really gonna use. So I guess like they can use Gordon Hayward. Like maybe he wasn't gonna come if he didn't get a max contract, and they weren't getting any other offers. So who knows?
Okay, so
But
that was basically my thought process. I was like, okay, what else are they going to do with that money?
yeah,
And
exactly.
Take what you can get, right? So I think that was a good pickup, even though it was overpriced. And a thought process I had when they were drafting LaMelo was like they have Devontae Graham, and I no longer agree with that because even if you have Devontae Graham, that's not an excuse to pass on LaMelo Ball. He's
Exactly. Yeah.
LaMelo Ball, and he's going to be better than Devontae Graham. So you obviously go for the upgrade.
Of course. There was no one else that they could have picked that would make any sense, to be honest.
Yeah. So
For the friend.
I think that was good.
They can trade Devontae.
I think they'll run them together because the Thunder ran successful 3-point guard lineups this year. The Raptors ran 2-point guards this year. So like there is no reason that the Hornets can't run 2-point guards who are good passers and good. One of them is a good shooter. LaMelo's a bit of a question mark there.
All right, boys, I'm back.
There's no reason they can't run 2-point guards. So I think it'll work. And I actually like the team they're building. They've got PJ Washington. They've got Miles Bridges. They've got a great coach.
We need to move.
They've got
big contract.
paid, but who cares? And yeah, Ben, any thoughts on Gordon Hayward? Oh yeah, we should have probably graded the Wiseman pick. I think we can all agree that was like a B to B plus, right?
I thought it was like
Thompson has successful surgery.
I was gonna say A
Yes, Arnav.
because it was the right pick. It was the best player on the board in my opinion, and I think I'm interested to see how it's gonna work out. So yeah.
You're grading Benner's pick, Ben. You don't have to not hurt their feelings.
No, I thought it was a good pick.
Okay. So anyway, any thoughts on LaMelo before we move on?
Again, the right pick. I don't love the fit, and I don't think he'll spend his entire career there.
No, we'll see. I think you might be right about that. Okay, so I would say this is a minus. No, this is an A. because the Hornets were like, everyone thought that they wouldn't get one of the top 2 prospects in this draft, and they did, and that's awesome, and that's a huge. So far they're the biggest winner. They might be the biggest winner in the draft, so I give them an A.
And Gordon Hayward, he's a good player, but I'm sure you've already said this. Too much money.
Oh my God, yeah, way too much. But I mean, whatever. It's really not that big of a deal. Like, what else were they going to do with it? So, at least they're trying. So, anyway, that's LaMelo. Agreed?
Yep.
You guys, grades? Question mark?
A minus.
Agree.
Ben?
Agree.
Okay. So, anyway, moving on to the 4th pick in the draft, the Bulls surprised the entire planet and select Patrick Williams. I remember before the pick came in, I texted Ben. Ben's TV was like 15 seconds ahead of mine, and he was like, "Who are the Bulls gonna take?" And I was like, "They're definitely taking Avdija." And I was like,
Yeah.
Patrick Williams. And the only reason I said that was because apparently they had been talking about drafting him, and it was down between him and Avdija. I don't even think that would have been okay. It should have been between him and any other wing not named Patrick Williams. But anyway, so I was like, okay, maybe Patrick Williams. And I would say that's a bad pick. So then it happened, and here is
I'm so mad.
I lost my mind, and then I stopped texting Ben for a long time. And okay, so I'm going to defend this pick.
Well,
I'm going to actively defend the.
well, Edgar, before you said, I said, who are the Bulls taking? And I said, and then you said Denny for sure, and then you said maybe Patrick Williams. So you had the right idea.
Yeah, only because the Bulls earlier in the day, a story came out on Bleacher Report that said it was between Avdija and Patrick Williams. So I was like, okay, well, duh, right? So anyway, now I'm going to have to defend Patrick Williams in front of Arnav, who thinks he's worse than Javaris Crittenton, and Ben, who probably doesn't even care. First of all, I just want to say I'm sorry, Bulls fans. This is still not a great pick, and this is damn unfortunate.
It's a C, maybe a C minus.
I will give this pick a B minus because I think Patrick Williams.
I'll give it maximum a C plus, not even a B. Like, no.
Here, let me defend the pick. Patrick Williams is a 6'8" small forward who's probably more of a power forward in the NBA, but it's not impossible for him to play the 3. He's not a great offensive. Arnav,
let's move on.
let me defend the pick. Arnav, just because you don't know him doesn't mean that we're not allowed to talk about him.
I think
Averages 9 points a game. There's nothing to talk about.
Wallace, okay? Just because you average 9 points doesn't mean you're automatically bad.
How old is David Wallace?
Ben Wallace for his entire career averaged less than 10 points a game and should be in the Hall of Fame. Okay? So just because you don't average a lot of
when did he play? What era?
He played in 2000 something to 2000. You don't even know who Ben Wallace is?
Wait, what? He sounds so old. He sounds like he's like from the 90s. No, it's from the 60s or something.
Okay, listen. You don't know who Ben Wallace is? 4-time All-Star, one of the greatest defenders of all time. Bad boy Pistons. No, not bad boy Pistons.
Andrew, he was drafted in 1996.
Okay. So
That's why I don't know.
So was Vince Carter.
Yeah, well, Vince Carter is Vince Carter, and Vince Carter didn't average 9 points a game.
Yeah, but Vince Carter shouldn't be a first.
I'm not trying to interrupt, but the Kings just signed Hassan Whiteside.
Oh, that's cool. Awesome. So the Blazers, thank God, didn't re-sign him.
What does this mean?
It means nothing. The Kings.
It really doesn't mean that much. I was just announcing it.
I know, but what does this mean? What does this mean? Who was the 10th seed we were saying again?
Anyway, so I'm going to defend Patrick Williams some more.
Oh my God.
So he only averages 9 points a game as a freshman in college. And keep in mind, he's the second youngest prospect in this draft. So he still has a lot of untapped potential. So basically, he is a very good defender. He is very athletic.
Yeah, better defenders. There's more athletic people.
Yeah, okay. Arnav, I'm not saying this is a good pick. I'm just not saying that this man's gonna be terrible. Okay.
Well, obviously.
Arnav,
But
you said he's an average.
that's just like no. Okay. I'm just saying. Like I'm not saying he's a bad player. He's probably like 20 times better than me, obviously. But the thing is, they could have picked him like no. He should not have been the 4th pick at all.
I agree.
No question.
I absolutely.
This is not a good pick. That's a low. It should be a low grade.
Came in. I said this is stupid. They could have traded back to 11 and got this guy. They could have.
That is what Andrew said.
That is what I said. They could have easily traded back even 10 spots and still had a very good chance to get him. So
Exactly.
here now I'm going to tell you that he is not a terrible pick. He does not deserve to be the 4th pick in the draft, but that doesn't mean he's not going to be good on the Bulls, and he's going to be solid. And
yes, I agree, but it's like a C+ pick.
I think this is a reach, but I don't think this is a.
Andrew, I have a random question. Who was the 13th pick in the draft?
Kira Lewis.
Is he any good?
He's. I don't know. He's one of the prospects in the mid tier that I just didn't really do any research on. He's a point guard, 6'5".
Bro, I feel like there's so many good players that come out from the 13th pick. It's insane.
You're only meant thinking of Donovan Mitchell. I know that.
Donovan Mitchell, Tyler Herro. There's so many more. Hold up.
Oh, Giannis.
I remember I saw a post. Giannis.
I don't know. That doesn't matter right now. So anyway, I think Patrick Williams gets a B-. If you really wanted him, fine. You could have done better. But if this was the kid you wanted, then fine. And I still think he's going to be good. And I really don't know what his ceiling is yet. What are your thoughts, Ben?
I think it's like a C+. As you said, you could have got him even if you're way back. But if you're the Bulls, I don't know. If that's your guy, you go into it. Maybe no one's really willing to trade. I don't know why, but you have to take him. I don't know. They could have got maybe Denny. There could have been some other good picks, but
Okay.
if that's what you wanted to sign, I don't see why. So I don't think it's a great pick, but as you said, I don't think he's going to be bad. I think he's going to be okay. I think we just have to wait and see.
Okay, so anyway, next with the 5th pick. Oh, wait.
Before we go to the 5th pick, I just want to go back to my 13th pick thing. Oh my goodness. Karl Malone.
Don't start with Karl.
No,
No,
Karl Malone, Jalen Rose, Kobe Bryant. Wait, where? What? Kelly Olynyk.
Kelly Olynyk.
And then, where'd they go? Where's Tyler Herro and?
What are you saying, Arnav?
Tyler Herro
and Richard Jefferson.
Oh.
There's a lot of good 13th picks. That's basically what I'm trying to say.
Tyler Herro was the 14th pick last year.
13th pick. The Boston Celtics had the 14th pick because they lost a coin toss. They were 1 coin away from getting Tyler Herro. They instead got
Grant Williams.
No, they instead got Romeo Langford. That's so sad to say out loud. I'm sorry, Celtics. Anyway, that doesn't matter right now. With the 5th pick in the draft, the Cavs selected Isaac Okoro, which I feel like they were trying to make their defense good by taking this pick. But the thing is, there's only so much one man can do. And Isaac Okoro is going to help, but they're still going to be bad because he can't defend everyone at once. So I don't think this was necessarily a bad pick, but I think it would have been nice if they could pick someone.
I know we haven't done any player comparisons yet, but if you had to compare him to one player, who would it be?
We forgot to do player comparisons. Okay, Anthony Edwards is like a much worse one-on-one version of James Harden. James Wiseman is Zach LaVine's actually a good comparison for him. James Wiseman
Hassan,
a more
Hassan.
mobile version.
a good Hassan White.
Andre Drummond.
No,
Prime
Beyond-
Dwight Howard.
he's prime who?
Dwight Howard.
Not really. Dwight Howard
I
is.
heard Westbrook the first time. I was like, what?
Oh, what?
Yeah, that's what I heard, and I freaked out. And then who's the third pick? LaMelo Ball.
LaMelo.
I don't know, like
Trae Young.
Trae
No.
Young. Trae
Trae
Young.
Young. Mix of Trae Young and Ben Simmons.
Not really. He's not a good defender. I would say mix of Trae Young, maybe Steve Nash.
Not Steve Nash. Like he's pretty big. He's a big point guard.
Okay, but
He's like 6'8", right?
an elite passer, like
He's a good passer.
he's
I would say.
he's by far the best passer in the draft. It's his best asset by far. If he was half the passer he'd be like a top 7. Anyway, that's not important. So, and then the fourth pick, Patrick Williams, like I guess I don't know, Tony Allen, Sean Marion, yeah, athletic.
Zaza Pachulia.
God, you don't have to compare him to someone who's inherently bad. Okay.
J.R. Smith in the 2018 finals.
And he's Henny God, okay? You don't pretend that J.R. Smith is bad.
Danny Green in the 2020 NBA finals.
Oh, Danny Green lit it. Danny Green lit it up. He averaged 30 points and won finals MVP. Come on now. Anyway, so fifth pick.
Wait. Can I go back to my 13th pick again? Also, Tyler Hero was drafted 13th.
Yeah.
So was Donovan Mitchell, Devin Booker, Zach LaVine.
Jesus Christ, you've got a point here. A lot of shooting guards.
Okay. Yeah, these are insane.
I think, but that's
Like, what? How?
Listen, now you've got a point here, but we're going real off topic, and it's been like half an hour, and we're still only 5 picks in. So let's speed it up a little. Anyway, Isaac Okoro, 5th pick. Great defender, super athletic. Not really an offensive player, but I really like his potential. What do you guys think? Arnav, you don't know him, so he's basically just a super athletic 6'8" small forward whose best asset is his defense. He's kind of like a smaller version of Jonathan
he's
Isaac,
like
I guess.
LeBron James without the scoring and the
Yeah,
passing. And
Yeah, he's like LeBron James on defense, basically. Yeah,
I feel like
or
Well,
maybe like Kawhi Leonard, 6'8".
if I'll translate for Arnav, he's like LeBron, but only the defense.
Okay, that's a pretty good pick.
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
that-
solid.
Wait, which team?
The Cavs. So they're still gonna be terrible.
mind. Okay, so it doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter who they pick. It's like no, it's the Cavs.
Yeah, you can't save them. It's like
I feel like Isaac Okoro is gonna be like OG.
The Cavs could literally
he's actually
get
a lot
every
like
single player in this draft and not become a playoff team.
what?
Like the Cavs could pick any, like they could pick up any of the players in this draft and not become a playoff team. They could pick up James Wiseman, LeBron, Anthony Edwards, all of them, and they'd still not be a playoff team. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They're
So anyway, Isaac Okoro, actually, here's a better comparison, Arnav. He's a lot like OG. He's a lot.
I like
I
that.
feel like he's gonna be good too.
So he's gonna be good. I think he can average 18 points a game in his prime, all defensive first team, be an all-star, average 5 assists a game, and be like a good rebounder. So I think this is a good pick. I think this gets a B plus because I don't really think it helps. I think it gets a B plus.
Yeah, I agree.
Because they filled a positional need and a defensive hole, which if they obviously that defensive hole is still very deep, but it's now a little less deep, and this certainly is a step in the right direction.
Do you know how the Pacers are meant to host All-Star Game 2021?
Oh, yeah, it's been moved back 3 years.
What? There's no All-Star game?
No.
It's just that Indiana is currently canceled. I don't know who's gonna host it. We'll see. I don't know if All-Star Game's canceled, Arnav. Relax. Cool your jets.
I think it is canceled.
Okay, so Arnav, what do you think of that pick? Basically OG and Anunoby. Grade it quickly.
I'll give it a B plus.
Pretty good. I think
Smart
you
pick.
agree with that, Ben? All right.
Pick.
Let's move on. 6th pick in the draft. The Who select who? Nope. Toppin went 8. Killian Hayes went 7. Shoot, I'm forgetting. Let me check.
Onyeka Okongwu.
Oh, right, him.
Onyeka Okongwu.
Okay, so Arnav, Onyeka Okongwu, do you know who he is?
Yes, he played with LaMelo and Lonzo and LiAngelo.
Okay, so basically he's a 6'9" power forward slash
I know who he is.
a center who averaged 3 blocks a game in college. Super good shot blocker, pretty good rim runner. He's basically, people have been comparing him to Bam Adebayo without the passing, which I think is a good comparison. He's Bam Adebayo without the passing.
And a little skinnier.
Yeah, he's got some shades of Dikembe. He's got some shades, but not.
Dikembe? I like
Honestly,
Dikembe.
you might call me crazy, but I think this might be an A+ pick right here.
I disagree because they already have
Who?
plenty of
Which team?
the Hawks. They
Oh,
are,
A plus pick. A plus pick. Automatically an A plus pick. They
Why?
need defense. That's what they got. A
Okay.
plus
okay.
pick.
That's a
I'm
fair point,
giving
but they already got Clint Capella, who's a really good defender. So like,
drop.
Yeah, but you got Clint at the 5. You got him at the 4.
yeah, but then what are you gonna do with John Collins?
He's a small forward.
He's 6'10". He's never played small forward a day in his life.
Okay, well then you can switch those around. It doesn't matter.
6.
Okay, so Onyeka is a good pick, and considering their roster,
Fine, A+, A+.
I will give this pick a B+ because
Oh, I don't know. You can still trade Clint like to it.
good. He's going to be a good rim
Trade
protector.
John Collins, man gets suspended.
Yeah. Okay. So does like.
Dion Waiters.
Yeah, there are lots of good players. I got
Yeah, trade John Collins.
Chris Paul got
They don't need him.
suspended. Okay.
Huh?
Drugs.
For spitting in someone's ear. Oh
That-
no, was that Rajon?
No, it was the other
Rajon.
way around. It was the other way
Yeah,
around.
okay, never mind. For getting his ear spit inside of.
So the Hawks, first of all, just announced that they signed, to give you an idea of how valuable John Collins is to him, they signed Danilo Gallinari to a $70 million contract over 3 years, and he's going to play backup to John Collins. So they're
No,
keeping
he'll start at small
$70
forward.
million behind John Collins.
$70 million behind John Collins over 3
No, they'll start him at small forward. Don't be
No,
crazy.
they said that he's running back up behind John. That's what they said.
Then what are they doing with Onyeka?
Onyeka will play backup center. What's the
Backup? No.
He's a rookie and he's so raw on offense. And Clint is
Start Onyeka at the 3.
Onyeka. Okay, well,
Yeah, Onyeka at the 3.
he's a center. He's a true center.
You said he was a small forward / center.
I said he was a power forward / center, and that was being generous. You didn't let me finish. I was like, he's mostly a center. But
Okay.
on his player card, it says power forward /
How
center.
tall is he?
6'10".
Oh.
But he's bigger than that. He's like 250 pounds.
No, John Collins can play small forward.
No, he can't. He can't at all. He never.
Isn't he the guy? Wasn't he in the dunk contest?
What's your point?
Yeah, he's athletic enough to play small forward.
Yeah, but you don't just have to be athletic. You have to be a ball handler. You have to be able to do.
No, you don't.
Yes, you do, Arnav.
You can change it. Your offense can change. Your offense can
You
change.
shouldn't change because you have this.
You can run 3 inside.
Want to play.
No, they need to put no.
They need a trade.
Start
They need to
good-
take him out.
Let me explain what the Hawks are doing. Onyeka is 20, okay? They're going to bench him for now, let him learn from Clint Capella, and once Clint leaves, then Onyeka will be good enough to be an elite starting center. Then,
He's only 6'10".
so what? Bam Adebayo is 6'10". He's one of the best
Bam is 6'11".
6'10".
Bam Adebayo is a freak of nature.
Yeah, okay, so is this kid. He's very good. He's very good on defense.
I'm not saying he's not good. He's great.
When has height mattered for centers? Yeah, Bam Adebayo is listed at 6'9", so I don't know where you're coming from with 6'11". So
There's no way he's listening. Hey
There-
Siri,
recently, when has height?
how tall is Bam Adebayo?
Bam Adebayo is
Hey Siri,
6'9".
stop.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's my point. When has height, especially just a 2-inch,
Stop, bro.
when has height, especially a 2-inch difference, really mattered with centers. Like who?
That-
So clearly they'll be able to run Onyeka as the backup center for like 2 years. Relax, okay? He's a rookie, okay? He'll be able to play backup for 2 years. If he has a problem with that, then there's something wrong with his ego.
Wait,
John
Hassan
Collins
White
can
has
play
been on
small
the team
forward.
before?
Then Arnav playing John Collins to small forward would ruin your lineup. You would have
Okay,
no.
then take John Collins out of the lineup.
John Collins is the second best player on this team by far. He averaged 22 and 9
Trade-
last year.
Trade
Bench
for a
him.
small forward. I'd literally rather you get Andrew Wiggins than take cutting you off this lineup. They need defense.
Okay, they have it with Clint. Clint averaged
You
2.
you can't have defense with one defensive player. It doesn't work. You have to have a good. You have to at least have two, man.
Okay, so then do you suggest playing Clint and Onyeka at the same time and have no shooting? Because
You have Trey Young, and
Bogdan
Yep.
Bogdanovic.
okay, but not just your backcourt can shoot, right? You need like John Collins can shoot. Is taking 4 threes a game, shooting 40%.
Yeah, I'm fine with Onyeka off the bench for a year.
wait, hold on. You're saying if I trade away, John Collins, we're gonna be missing shooting, and you're saying he can't play a small forward.
Yeah, he can't play small forward. That's a fact. He is a power forward. Arnav, like Trey Young can't play shooting guard. Even though the position away, Trey Young cannot play shooting guard, and don't try to convince me of that. So I don't know what you're saying.
Okay, so it's a good pick. I think we should.
I think it's a good pick, and I think this is the right move. And he's probably going to play backup. He might start a little bit, but he's probably going to play backup for the most part. And that's the
Okay,
way.
let's move on to our. Let's do this. Let's make this the last pick because you've been going for a while.
Ben, let's quickly go through the next few picks. Killian Hayes, point guard, good passer, good off ball, good shooter. What do we give them?
Detroit,
A minus, right? Pretty good pick. Yeah.
B plus.
Yeah. Okay. I'm down with that. B plus.
I want to see what they do. With,
Ooh, who's a good comparison for him? He's kind of like D'Angelo Russell.
yeah.
Yeah, Arnav, he's kind of like D'Angelo Russell. Less stupid, but kind of like D'Angelo Russell.
Oh,
I think he's a better playmaker than D'Angelo.
D'Angelo.
you're right about John Collins. Never mind. I'm looking at stats right now. 10 rebounds a game.
Yeah, at his weight, that's really good. Anyway, what do you think of Killian Hayes? Basically, D'Angelo Russell. Is that a good pick for the Pistons? Arnav. Shut up. All right.
That's a B.
Plus and leave Arnav in the dust. Okay, so 8th pick. Not the Pistons. The Knicks select Obi Toppin.
A plus.
I think this pick is an A minus. This means that they can get rid of Julius Randle finally, and Obi is a really good young player, and I thought the Cavs would draft him.
He's
The
gonna
Knicks
bring
can do
he's
absolutely anything they want.
What?
They're not the Knicks can do absolutely anything they want. They're not winning anything. Doesn't matter what they do to their team.
Okay, fair
Like,
enough. I guess
You could literally put all of your team I would literally the best move for the Knicks is putting all their players into the G League and taking their G League team. And then that's your team. That's
they would
what
win a
they should do.
championship.
Yeah, exactly. Get a G League championship.
can we just focus on the pick for a minute? Obi Toppin, basically Amari Stoudemire. He can be.
Yeah, I like that.
Become a better shooter, but I think he's gonna need to become a better shooter.
And he's gonna need to become a better defender. Not a good defender. I don't
It's
know.
fine. You can just jump out the roof and jump over some people. It's fine.
I'm at least a good shot blocker and at least
I'm gonna be honest here though. New York is gonna be a powerhouse sometime in the future.
yeah, they're gonna get one like Cade Cunningham or Jalen Green or like Amani Bates or something.
Every
It's gonna be so scary. It's gonna be so scary when New York becomes a powerhouse. Oh my god!
Yeah, wouldn't that be a weird reality? Anyway,
Times would be it would just hurt me in my soul if they win a championship.
Denny Avdija is the next pick. What do we think of that? Arnav, he's cut He's like a much, much, much worse version of Luka Doncic.
What team is he on?
Wizards.
Oh, such a hole.
These are not very good comparisons, by the way. Take them with a grain of salt. He's not going to be Luka. Don't expect that.
I hate how the draft works, but it makes sense how the draft works. I hate how the best player has to go to the worst team.
Yeah, it sucks for them, but if they're good enough, then they can make that team good. Anyway, so basically, pretty good wing, not amazing in any one aspect, but he could be really, really, really good at a lot of things, kind of like how Luka is now, just worse at all those things. So what do you think of that, Ben? What do you think of him?
I mean, I think he should have been taken earlier, personally.
Yeah, I had him going like really high. He's like one of my favorite prospects. At least top 5 was like the bar I set. I would give this pick an A-. I don't love the fits, but like, I mean, you took the best player on the board, and the Wizards need that. So good job, Washington. So you want to give that a grade, Ben? Quickly.
I'm gonna say an A.
Okay, that's fair.
Hey,
Okay, so 10th pick in the draft, the Phoenix Suns select Jalen Smith, which was also stupid, though I thought about it, and they do actually need a power forward, and he can shoot. So I will give this pick a C plus.
I'll give it
Minus.
a minus.
yes, yeah.
I would have taken Tyrese Halliburton and just had him play backup until Paul leaves, and then you have a really good point guard.
But they got the position they needed, so.
It wasn't really a position they needed. They had Cameron Johnson there, and DeAndre Ayton's a big boy, so like, I don't want to say that again, but
Please don't.
really did, because this guy, he's not an elite shooter, and he'd rather play in like the inside and whatnot. So it's not ideal fit, but it's not a terrible pick. It's just at the time it seemed like a really bad pick, and I think if people will look back on this, he's basically Miles Turner, and I had him going 14, only 4 spots from where he was actually taken. So I think this is a good pick. I think it's an okay pick.
Okay, I want to move. I think that was our last one. I think we should talk about Rookie of the Year, and then just end.
Hold on. Can I talk about some steals?
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, I want to talk about my boy, my favorite prospect in the draft. Not the one that I think is the best, but my favorite.
Okay. The white boy.
I'm going to talk about Alexei Pokusevsky.
Yeah, that's what I
I
thought.
will tell you why the Thunder are investing in this kid. So first of all, if you don't know, he is a 7'1" power forward who is a good shooter, elite passer, elite ball handler. He runs the floor, and he's an elite defender. If he can put it all together, and if he can utilize the skills he has with a 7'1" frame in the NBA, there is no weakness. He has no weakness. So he was the 17th pick. The Timberwolves took him, but then the Thunder not only traded 2 first-round picks, but also traded a starting caliber Ricky Rubio for this kid. So clearly, they're putting a lot of.
I don't think he's gonna be that good.
So clearly, they believe in him, right? Otherwise, they wouldn't have traded quite a bit to get him.
You believe in him.
I believe in him. I think he could be amazing. He has some of the passing skills of a Nikola Jokic, and some of the physical attributes and some of the shooting attributes of like a Kristaps Porzingis. So like he could be so good, right? And people will look back. There is a chance that people will look back down the line and be like, man, he could have been really good, but he ended up being terrible. Or people will look back and be like, how did he slip so far? And that's why I had him going 11 to the Spurs, because I was like, the Spurs love European players. And I mean, they can develop players like this. They've done it before. So I thought they would have taken him, but it's okay. That's fine. And I think he's going to be a great land. It's going to be a great landing spot in Oklahoma City. They're going to have a lot of shots for him, and he's going to be great there. So that's my steal. What do you guys think of that?
Yep.
I'm very interested to see how it plays out because you were very high on him, but I don't know. I think it's probably like a.
I think
50% success rate.
I think average case scenario, he's like a worse version of Rashard Lewis, who was a good 3-point shooting power forward, one of the first real stretch big men in the NBA in like the mid 2000s for the Magic. So I think even that player is still valued. That's still a 2-time All-Star value at what, like 17. So that's really great. Anyway, I have a few other steals. Desmond Bain, who was taken 30th. He's basically Malcolm Brogdon. I couldn't think of a better comparison for him. Great shooter, athletic, 6'5", good passer, good ball handler, good defender. He's great at a lot of things. He's super efficient as well. So he's a lot like Malcolm Brogdon, who averaged 19, 6, and 6 this year and is being paid $94 million to play NBA basketball. So that's great value for the Grizzlies at 30. Some other steals. I mean, Isaiah Joe, the 49th pick, elite shooter, shot 36% from the field at Arkansas, but he was taking 10 threes a game and making like 40% of them, or like 35% of them. He was shooting an average percentage on 10 attempts a game from 3. So he's going to be really good for the Sixers as well, keep in mind, who have no shooting. Tyrese Maxey at 21. He's pretty good, strong downhill guard, can do a lot of things. Pretty good in all facets of the game. Yeah, I'm blanking. I don't think there are any other prospects that I really love. Oh, RJ Hampton to the Nuggets. He's cool. But yeah, I think that's going to do it. All right. That's the draft episode. Way longer than I anticipated. Hopefully I can cut like maybe a minute or so.
Wait, rookie of the year. Finally, rookie of the year. Rookie of the year.
Rookie of the year. So I would say my top 3 picks would be Anthony Edwards. Oh, no, not Anthony. Yeah, I want to say the top 3 picks in the draft. I feel like, the top 3 picks in the draft and Obi Toppin. Maybe Denny Avdija. He's like my.
I want to say LaMelo Ball because I think by taking his team to a playoff, if he can carry his team to like 6th seed or something,
they'll make the playoffs as like a 7 or 8.
Huh?
They'll make the playoffs. I don't doubt that.
Yeah. If he takes them to like a 6th seed, maybe, 6th seed or 7th seed, but with good numbers, then I think he's gonna win it.
Yeah, in that scenario, I pick him hands down.
Because the top 2 other ones, they're not the best on their team.
Yeah,
there's not much that they can do. They have to play a role.
Yeah.
But there's no cap on him. He can just do whatever he wants.
But
I think Edwards could do it but like his team has too much scoring. So actually, yeah, I'm gonna switch to LaMelo too.
I'm gonna take LaMelo, maybe James Wiseman, maybe Obi Toppin. Oh, Obi Toppin. Yeah, I guess Obi Toppin. I would say my top 2 choices will be LaMelo Ball, Obi Toppin, and then maybe one of Denny, James Wiseman, or Anthony Edwards. But anyway, this has been 3 in the Key. We will see you guys next time.